What is the cookie show all about? Tell us about the history. Where I saw you at Harvey's. I saw you all over the place.
Well, years ago, let's say 11 years ago, I started doing drag for fundraisers, and then I always wanted to have a show. So I talked with the owner of Martuni's and just called, because I remember when it was called Lily's.
That was back in the day,
And I thought, oh, I remember the setup. It was so cute and so adorable, and I'll put a show in there, watch. And so I called, and then when I went, he said, yeah, let's do it. And I went down to meet him, and the whole bar had just been redone. But it was no longer set up the way I remembered it, and I thought, well, I'm going to try to make this work. So we were there for a few years called Cookie After Dark. It was just before Trauma and Kielbasa and Katja started, because I started all the Sunday shows there. And then all of a sudden we all wanted to do a Sunday, so each of us had a Sunday. Thought, well, I can't get the vision that I wanted at the piano bar. So I remember Heklina had done a show at Harvey's for one of her fundraiser shows to go somewhere. And I asked her, I said, well, do you think we could talk to the manager, who was Kyle at the time, about me doing a show here? And so she put in a good word, and I started doing the Monster Show, and this August will be 9 years.
9 years.
So DJ MC2 is my husband. He's been with me the whole time. We've been together 12 and a half years, so I don't want to take all credit, because he's the man behind the music and behind the scenes and everything. So we do collaborate, of course. And, but yeah, I mean, it's like we just decided, well, let's, we'll still do our fundraisers and we'll still do our stuff, but let's have a show that we can pay the queens, have them make some money, we can make some money, and we'll just have a good time. And look, there's people just still pouring out.
Oh my God, you get to do what you love doing and dress up for your favorite charity. Like, what are some of your favorite charities? Or
well, I do love school is a big thing, because I hate the fact that teachers pay for their supplies. It irks me. I'm a native San Franciscan, 3 generations. And when I grew up here, the teachers didn't have to buy pens and pencils and paper and stuff. So I try to raise funds for schools, and then pets. Of course, I love the animals. And then just HIV and AIDS, and really whatever's out there. If somebody's house burns down, let's raise the money. You know what I mean? We're here. We're in this together.
And do what you love doing.
Exactly. Exactly. And then go home and eat.
Home and eat. Well, how do you get started in, like?
I've opened my stage up to many first-time performers who've gone on to bigger and better things.
That's great.
BB Sweetbriar, Poyle Del Mar, Monistat.
It's about community, right?
It's about community. That's great that
you can come here and
Megan
just
Pixel,
come into the world.
Roxy Cotton Candy. Yeah, it's like, you know what? If you're going to perform and you're going to bring it, let's do it. Ejector did their first show at the Monster Show.
My God. You have like been such an inspiration to so many people, and you're like such a diva but non-diva. You're like a...
I'm nice.
You're kind of like a nice queen. Diva.
I'm a nice queen.
Yeah. I want to thank you so much for letting us talk to you. And give us some final words of wisdom for people who want to just come out and do their thing.
Well, I'm a native San Franciscan, but you can come here and do what you want to do, and thrive and become an artist and become whatever you want to be, but also make sure you're nice while you're doing it.
Yes.
Be nice.
That's what makes Cookie Dough so fabulous.
Because we all have our moments, and I'm not saying I don't, but be nice when you're doing it, because it really is. It's like all these same people are going to be the people that are going to be watching you fall, that are watching you rise.
Beauty school dropout, no graduation day. Hand me the blast. So that's what I intend to do. Did you enjoy the whole opening so far? Really? If that's what I get, I'm leaving. Did you enjoy the opening so far? Thank you, thank you.
And we were doing pretty much just once a month for a few months. Then it took off, and then we did twice a month. We were the second and fourth Saturdays.
Harvey's was like the place to go see
on
this
Saturday
great
nights.
show.
People would go and they'd see it.
And the dancing afterwards was wonderful.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So then we kind of outgrew that, and when we went to where the Metro had become the expansion, I remember the expansion, and then it became the Metro. Anyway, we were there for 2 months, and then we just kind of bounced around. We were at Octavia Lounge, but we still tried to stay in the Castro. And so then in the interim, I would still make sure to keep the Monster Show name out there. And so we would do the Castro Street Fair, we would do special events, we would do Booty, SF. I started coming over here to the Edge. It'll be 3 years. And when we started, Gary Virginia and Terry Penn were the managers. And I said, well, let's try it. Let's do a show. Do you mind? Let's do
right in this space.
Right in here before the remodel. And we did it on Thursdays. And it sort of started taking off a little bit. Then the new owners bought the place, and then they remodeled. And then for some reason, after the first year, we would get audiences. It was maybe around, 40, 50, 60 people a week, and that was good. You always want to appreciate who you get.
It's good to do what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but we went weekly after a few months. Then we went to the Midnight Sun for about 6 months.
Right down the street.
Yeah, they own that as well. Because they were getting their sound permits done here. They had to go through all that.
The details.
So then we came back here, and for some reason, since the Midnight Sun, it just kept taking off, and every week. So a slow night now is really great because we get like anywhere from like 80 to 100 people is a slow night. And that's nice, right?
So how do you explain to the people out there about the court system? You're part of the court system.
So there's the Imperial Court and the Ducal Court, which are kind of sister courts. The Imperial Court started here in San Francisco 50 years ago, and then the Ducal Court is sort of like the sister of that court. It kind of it was an offshoot of it. And then I was Grand Duchess 38, and that's a big fundraising organization. And so during my reign, we raised $36,000 for local charities, and each year they just keep getting more fundraising, bigger and bigger and bigger.